Hey everyone, welcome back to the Man Cave. If you've been following along recently, you know that I've shared some of my all-time favorite video games in 2 separate videos. Well, today I'm bringing them together into one epic video. Today I'm going to be talking about Undertale, Deltarune, Poppy Playtime, FNAF Security Breach, Cuphead, Boomerang Fu, Amanda the Adventurer, FNAF Pizzeria Simulator, and the last one is a surprise. Stick around for that one because it's totally worth it. So go grab your popcorn, remember to keep your legs, arms, and head inside the vehicle at all times because this is going to be a long one. Let's begin. First off, we have Undertale. Undertale is like the quirky, rebellious cousin of RPGs. It's packed with humor, heart, and way too many endings. In this game, your choices actually matter, letting you take different paths like pacifist, neutral, or genocide. Whether you're going for peace, playing it safe, or going full monster-slaying rampage, each decision shapes the story in a big way. Characters are unforgettable, from the pun-loving Skeleton Brothers to the mom like Toriel who's always making sure you're well fed. Dialogue is hilarious, emotional, and just plain weird, in the best way possible. Combat in Undertale is a breath of fresh air. Instead of just mashing attack buttons, you can spare enemies, compliment them, or even make them laugh. Yes, you can literally defeat monsters with your charm. It's the perfect way to feel like a hero without breaking a sweat. Toby Fox's soundtrack is the cherry on top, with every track bringing out a wave of emotions. And last but not least, there's a whopping total of 93 endings. Converted to pancakes, that's more pancakes than I can eat. And I love pancakes. Each playthrough feels like a totally new experience, with new surprises and twists. In short, Undertale is a hilarious, emotional journey that's as quirky as it is deep, with unforgettable characters, unique combat, and more endings than you can handle. It's a game that'll make you laugh, cry, and want to play again, and again, and again. But that's not it yet. The creator of Undertale also made another game called Deltarune. Deltarune keeps the same humor and heart, but with a fresh twist. With a new team of oddball characters like Chris, Susie, and Ralsei, and a soundtrack that's just as iconic as Undertale's, it captures the same charm but in a new adventurous world. It's glitchy, strange, and full of surprises, just like Undertale, but with its own wild spin. If Undertale was interesting to you, I would definitely recommend Deltarune. It's just as fun, or if not, better. Taking a wild detour from what Undertale was to me, another game or game series that I like is Poppy Playtime. Poppy Playtime starts off with you sneaking around an abandoned toy factory with creepy toys that definitely don't want to play with you. First chapter draws you in with eerie puzzles and the mystery of the missing workers, all while you're trying not to scream every time Huggy Wuggy pops out of nowhere. Then chapter 2 really cranks up the freak factor. Meet Mommy Longlegs, a toy with serious problems and a big attitude. The factory is even weirder, the puzzles are even trickier, and the toys are definitely more bloodthirsty. Your trusty grab pack will help you solve things, but it also feels like the only thing standing between you and a toy-based horror show. By chapter 3, the factory's gotten so creepy that you might want to start bringing a flashlight and a therapist. New toys, new puzzles, and a way more dangerous threat. Catnap. A tall, lanky, purple cat toy come to life from experiments done on a young child. But let's not get into the lore. This game is a roller coaster, man. If the roller coaster was powered by pure dread. The grab pack, it's basically your lifeline at this point, helping you solve puzzles while you run for your life. With every chapter, Poppy Playtime serves up the perfect mix of spooky, funny, and I'm definitely not sleeping tonight. If you like running away from toys that want to eat you, solving puzzles, and questioning your life choices, this series is for you. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is a wild ride that takes the franchise to a whole new level, literally. Instead of being stuck in a creepy office, you're now running through an enormous mall full of malfunctioning animatronics that want to make you into their next snack. It's like Chuck E. Cheese went full horror mode and gave you a whole shopping center to explore. And while it's awesome, let's not forget that Scott Cawthon has a love for confusing lore and jumping you with terrifying surprises that are definitely going to make you scream. And let's not forget about the glitches. Oh boy, sometimes it feels like Security Breach is less about surviving animatronics and more about surviving the game itself. Animatronics teleporting like they're auditioning for a magic show, or entire sections of the mall freezing up just to mess with you. It's just classic Five Nights at Freddy's, but let's be real, those glitches are part of the charm. If the game worked perfectly, would it really be a Five Nights at Freddy's game? Despite its glitches and head-scratching moments, Security Breach nails the thrills, mystery, and chaos the series is known for. You're still trying to survive the night, but this time you get to explore a massive environment full of terrifying robots. The namesake of this franchise, Freddy, actually helps you in this game, letting you get around the place without having to deal with all these horror shows. It's unpredictable, spooky, and totally worth it, even if it occasionally feels like you're fighting the game as much as the animatronics. Let's start with Cuphead. If you haven't heard of it, you must be living under a rock, but let me catch you up. Cuphead is basically a cartoon from the 1930s that went completely bonkers, and I mean that in the best way. The game's art style is so ridiculously stunning that you'd swear you stepped into an old school animation. Every frame, every color, every character is like a piece of art from back in the day, when cartoons were full of life, charm, and borderline madness. And that music, it's so good that you'll catch yourself tapping your feet when you're dying for the 200th time. Now the gameplay, that's where things get tough. It's a brutal action-packed challenge where you dodge everything from angry veggies to flying cakes. Trust me, it's tough, but in the best way possible. You'll cry, scream, and question your life choices, but every time you finally beat a boss after what feels like a lifetime, you'll feel like a true champion. It's that sense of accomplishment that keeps you coming back for more. The satisfaction of pulling off that last dodge or landing that perfect hit is something you just can't get anywhere else. In short, Cuphead is the perfect blend of tough love and artistic brilliance. It's tough, quirky, and it'll leave you smiling through your frustration. So if you're into games that make you want to pull your hair out, but also make you love every second of it, Cuphead's your jam. Next up is Boomerang Fu. This one is pure chaos in a box, and I am absolutely here for it. Imagine this. You and your friends are adorable food-themed characters and you're all running around trying to slice each other up with flying boomerangs. Well, that's the point, and it's amazing. The controls are easy enough for anyone to pick up, but the action is fast, frantic, and non-stop. 1 second you're launching boomerangs at your friends, and the next you're dodging fruit that's trying to take you out. The best part? The unpredictability. One moment you're thinking you've got the upper hand, and the next you're sliced into tiny pieces by your best friend's perfectly timed throw. It's like a party game on steroids. There's so many ridiculous ways to get knocked out, and every time someone wins, you'll probably burst into laughter. There's something so satisfying about dodging a boomerang, running around the corner, and taking down your friends with a perfectly timed throw. It's chaos, but it's the kind of chaos you want to be a part of. If you like fun, snacks, and throwing sharp objects at your pals, all in good fun of course, then Boomerang Fu is for you. Now let's talk about Amanda the Adventurer. I went into this game thinking, oh, this is gonna be another generic horror game, but man, I was so wrong. Amanda the Adventurer is like a horror game wrapped in a cute nostalgic package that slowly unravels into a nightmare. At first, it feels like you're watching a children's TV show, the kind where there's a cute animated character leading you on some wholesome little adventure, but then, oh man, things get weird. Really weird. As you dive deeper into the game, you start to realize that Amanda isn't actually the friendly guide she appears to be. It's like playing a twisted version of Blue's Clues where everything seems innocent at first, but the more you play, the more you realize something's off. The world around you starts warping, things becoming more sinister, and the puzzles are designed to get under your skin. The game's atmosphere is unnerving, and you're constantly second-guessing everything like a nightmare that won't let you wake up. It's that blend of innocent childhood nostalgia mixed with the unsettling creepiness that makes Amanda the Adventurer so effective. If you like horror games, with a side of nostalgia and a whole lot of suspense, then this one will hook you in. No questions asked. If you've ever played any of the Five Nights at Freddy's games, you know what you're in for. Creepy animatronics, jump scares, and plenty of weird mysteries. But Pizzeria Simulator? It takes all that goodness and cranks it up to 11. At first, it seems like a chill game where you're running a pizza restaurant, designing your pizzeria, managing inventory, stuff like that. It's like an oddly satisfying business simulator. But then, out of nowhere, things take a hard left turn. And suddenly, you're not just running a pizza joint, you're fighting for your life. Animatronics are lurking in the dark, and you're just trying to make it through the night without losing your mind. The beauty of this game is how it mixes just business management with survival horror. By day, you're running a pizza parlor, and by night, you're just trying to stay alive. It's like the world's most stressful job. You're always on the edge of your seat, wondering what's gonna go wrong next. And the jump scares hit. They hit hard. In short, FNAF Pizzeria Simulator is the perfect combination of business management, creepy animatronics, and terrifying jump scares. If you want to make pizzas by day and fight for your life by night, then this game is a slice of chaos you won't want to miss. And last but not least, drum roll please. It's Mario Wonder. This one has been getting a lot of attention lately, and for a good reason. At first glance, it might look like just another Mario game, but trust me, it's anything but ordinary. Yes, you've got all the classic Mario elements, jumping on enemies, collecting coins, and of course, running away from Bowser, who seriously has too much free time. But Mario Wonder adds a whole new layer of wackiness to the mix. You'll find yourself jumping through colorful, bizarre levels where anything can happen. One minute you're riding on a giant pipe like it's your new best friend, and the next you're swimming in a pool of rainbow bubbles. And the weirdest part? There's a talking flower. No, not him. Him. It doesn't make sense, but you'll love it anyway because the game is just that fun. The multiplayer mode? It's like trying to wrangle a bunch of toddlers on Sugar Rush. Everyone's running around, making mistakes, and laughing way too hard. And honestly, that's half the fun. You might not always win, but you'll definitely have a blast trying. In conclusion, Mario Wonder is great because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's pure chaotic fun, and that's what makes it so enjoyable. So grab a controller, dive into the madness, and prepare to wonder what's in the world you're playing. Alright, as much as I want to keep talking about my favorite video games, I've got to run. My pet donkey's back is on fire, and well, that's a situation I need to handle, so bye!